here comes Scotland A, led by Alistair Hogg, the captain, the big number 8, of course, in place of Rory Lawson, who would have captained the side had he not been called up to full international duty tomorrow against the Australians. A huge cheer from this large crowd at Netherdale, the biggest crowd that has watched a game here in many a long year. It's a huge night for the Borders to host such an occasion. Scotland A against Tonga then has really captured the imagination. One of the most famous images in international rugby. Great applause there. The crowd love to see the traditional war dance performed prior to any international. A quick throw is required, some good throwing here, and once again Scotland powering forward up towards the 10-metre line they go. Again they look to try and recycle quickly, comes out to Alan McDonald. McDonald, one of the players that hasn't yet got a full international cap, finds Southwell. Southwell goes down, but the play still continues and the movement carries on through the likes of Scott Lawson, the Scotland who got involved. This is good passing from Scotland as they eventually make and cross the Tongan 22 once more, across on that far side. The momentum of this attack still fierce and still free-flowing from Scotland's point of view as they recycle yet again. They need to get that killer pass, that killer direct run. Can they find it here? Southall there picks up, but he's eventually poleaxed to the ground here. But Scotland again recycle the ball. Now is this a chance for Thompson to go through? He's halfway through, but Scotland are in for the opening try. That was sheer perseverance there from the Scots. And Scotland certainly, through Greg Laidlaw, who came in on the shoulder of the man in the ball, underneath the post there. Greg Laidlaw then, a magnificent start for Laidlaw in the opening stages of this international.
Tongans, of course, as we expected, flying in with the tackles, but Scotland not panicking, just continually recycling, and eventually the gap came there, and as you say, it was Greg Laidlaw, the man that was on hand to take the scoring pass.
And Jim Thompson has added the extras there for Scotland, so it's Scotland 7, Tonga 0, the perfect start. Laidlaw now, the chance here for Laidlaw, through the hands it goes once more, again linking up very well. Scotland away once more, a good opportunity here. Are they going to be in for a second score? Yes they are indeed, and that came from an intelligent piece of play straight from the hands of Greg Laidlaw once more. The ball was fed out, missed a couple of players, and Scotland in for an all-important second try at a very crucial stage in the game. And he has indeed added extras. Scotland A 14, Tonga 0. Applause rings round Netherdale. We've played 27.5 minutes of this second half, so time is very much against Tonga in terms of them getting points on the board. Scotland, again, plenty of space. The man in the ball needs a little bit more support. That's perhaps one criticism on occasions, is Scotland just need to provide the man in the ball with a little bit more support, but this is better from Scotland. A fantastic weaving run here, a great opportunity perhaps for them to be in for another try. Wonderful move here for Scotland, magnificent score there, and Scotland have scored their third try, a thoroughly deserved score. That was great intelligent running down the left hand channel, a wonderful offload inside, and Scotland are in for another score. But again, down that left hand channel, Mark Robertson played his part, cut the ball inside, and it was Ben Cairns. Ben Cairns certainly has plenty of pace to burn. We've seen what he can do with boot to ball, perhaps a couple of occasions not the best option when he's been presented with an opportunity, but Ben Cairns at pace, running in for an all-important Scotland try. A high kick goes in, the ball is going to bubble around about halfway unless it's taken by Southall. Southall does well now. Southall tries to open up and run straight now, and Southall is going to cut through 1, 2, 3 challenges. Is Southall going to go all on his own? That's a magnificent run, but he should have offloaded. But Scotland still with a chance to score. Southall's charge could well award Scotland another try, but across on the far side, one of the Scotland players was forced into touch there. But that was a magnificent run from Hugo Southall there, showing, as Tom Evans did a few moments earlier, some great dancing feet, but he should have offloaded earlier. Scotland were able to recycle quickly, but forced into touch across on the far side, and Tonga yet again have been cut open. It's Scotland A at 24, it's Tonga 0. 33, almost 34 minutes of the second half gone, and will Scotland be awarded with a fourth try? 24 points to nil. I'm sure the management can take something from this performance. It's a 2-on-1 situation here for Scotland. If they can make this count, they're going to be in for another score. A wonderful try there, again from a set piece, and Scotland once again showing what they can do. Magnificent play there from Scotland, again trying to work the ball quickly out to the right hand side. They had a 2-on-1 situation there, and Scotland in for another try down this right hand channel. It was Southall with the try. Warm applause there for Hugo Southall, who scored the try just beyond the 22, right of centre. Couple of steps, decent connection, that looks good from here. Yes it is. Touch judges' flags are raised. Colin Gregor with a fourth try for Scotland. Scotland A 31, Tonga 0. Here he goes, offloads once again. Good play from Colin Gregor out there to John Houston. Houston feeds hands off nicely, and Scotland in for yet another try. Again, sheer persistence there from Scotland, and they're playing almost a 7 style of rugby, and I think that was Mark Robertson this time who ran in, one of the many replacements on the field of play. And again, Colin Gregor started that move with a quick pick-up. Good hands there, eventually came out, I think it was to Mark Robertson eventually, and Scotland certainly in for yet another score. They're scoring for fun now, Bruce.
Yeah, kind of what we expected, that Tonga would fall off the pace, and towards the end of the game they've lasted maybe better than we did expect. It's taken to the last 10 minutes before the floodgates really open. Colin Gregor, you mentioned there, Glasgow Warriors, a utility back really. I mean, he can play at 9, he can play at 10. I've seen him play in the wing, but he's made an impact since he came on. He was involved a couple of times in that move.
Tongan players are up in numbers once more as they try and feed the ball out. Scotland once more. Colin Gregor again in a good position there, more of a standoff position now. A breakaway here for Tonga, and Tonga have got a couple of men in support, but they've got 3 men chasing back, and Tonga going to be in for a score, and it will create a bit of a cheer here at Netherdale. You hear the applause there as Tonga do indeed score down that right hand channel right at the very end. 2 minutes into added time there. That was a breakaway there. I would think Scotland, the coaching staff, will be disappointed that they leaked a try so late on in the game, but Tonga themselves, from Tonga's point of view, too little too late.
That's right, yeah. I mean, Scotland will be disappointed that they had nil there. It's always nice to not to concede points, so very disappointing, especially as they were pressing inside the Tonga 22. Colin Gregor just trying to dink a little ball through for his outside backs to chase a good position for Scotland, and it's just the bounce of the ball, bounced into one of the Tongan hands, and run the length of the field and score it. Showed their pace, but as you say, far too little too late.
And it has to be said, that was a very good conversion attempt. Tonga 7, Scotland 38 then the final score. Now, of course, you started very brightly, scoring a try very early on in the game. A Laidlaw-esque try, I would say.
I don't know about Laidlaw-esque, more just opportunist, I think. I thank Jim Thompson for that. It was a good ball off the deck, and I ended up jumping over the top of him and running in for 10 metres, so it was a good try. But the mood in the camp's absolutely delighted with the win. Obviously, we'd never had that long training together, and I think it came together pretty well tonight. What was it, 3,900? We'd like to thank everybody for coming along, and obviously the rain stayed away, which helped a lot as well. It's the first time I've really been in the Scotland setup, and to come back home at the Borders it felt really good before the game. Delighted to be named man of the match. It was a good night for me.